David Kelynack, you're the Chief Executive of 2020 Exchange. Where did this idea come about that you needed to start this organisation? What has happened in the Australian marketplace that necessitated this for CEOs?
We exist purely for one reason, and that is to inspire extraordinary leadership in a world where some might say that leadership is lacking. So 2020 Exchange has been established to serve those that are curious, to stretch those that want to be stretched, not those that want to find safe haven, and to really enlighten and elevate the innovative thinking of the 21st century leaders that we serve.
Why did you decide to provide this service, and what's it really all about?
Our flagship product is what we call a consortium product, which consists of 12 like-minded CEOs from diverse, rich backgrounds, brought together in a safe environment where they can really be vulnerable and ask all the questions that they cannot ask of anybody else. Some say that it's lonely at the top, and if it is, then 2020 Exchange provides that safe haven that they need. But more importantly, it's about guiding and assisting them in the art of leadership. We believe very much that we should match the right professional and personal acumens with people. We also look at their personality, and probably 50% of the reason why our products work is that we match the right human factor, the personalities. If you get two personalities that engage and inspire, create that 12 times around a table, you create an incredibly high value event.
At the core of the 2020 offerings are the consortia. They are each headed by a chair. What is it that you look for in your chairs?
I think it stems back to the fact that many of us have been tarred by the command and control brush, and I must admit that's very much my background. From the day I started school and was put up in front of 500 cadets and told to yell orders at them and that they would do what they were told, it became an MO for me for the next 35 years. We had to find chairs that understood that that wasn't the way to lead in the 21st century, and chairs that understood that the best leaders in the world weren't the ones that could take in multiple complex problems and roll out linear solutions, but in fact were the ones that could ask the best questions in order to engage, inspire, and empower the people that sat around them. So that's how we bring it together. That's our consortium product. We also run some other deep dive events into specific leadership topics: strategic innovation, design thinking, foresight planning, scenario planning as you'd call it, culture. And then there's the Across the Table product. Across the Table is an intimate conversation with a relevant business leader, and it's around, again, bringing the most relevant topics to CEOs prior to them being made generally aware of them, so that CEOs can be far more proactive around productivity, debt, or whatever the case may be. We know our friends and our clients intimately, and we know who wants to sit alongside each other at these events. So yeah, look, we're a little perplexed by the fact that no one pulls out of these events, but I think it's a testament to the leadership team that 2020's put together, and of course the relevance of the topics that we're covering.
Now, 2020 Exchange has an exclusive offering called 2020 Pulse. Now, what is Pulse? How is it used? And who does it benefit?
It addresses, I guess, one of the biggest questions that I had in establishing this business, which is how do you satisfy the expectations of the most time-poor, intolerant people in the world? With all due respect, our clients, CEOs. Pulse has enabled us to provide a performance review of how our clients fare across all competencies of leadership, from the way they perceive themselves to the way their peers see them, and rate them against their peers and our client base at large, across all aspects of leadership, from integrity and trust, to their own self-awareness, to accountability. Well, what 2020 Pulse allows us to do is, by regularly measuring and monitoring where someone sits on the bell curve, they, through their own self-reflection, can drive the uplift that they need as a CEO. The upshot of 2020 Pulse is that 95% of our clients actually see significant uplift in their leadership capability, and they actually drive that themselves. We just provide the ability for them to reflect.
You, of all people, mix with CEOs, chairs, directors. So you're the right person to ask, what do you think of Australian CEOs when we compare them with those counterparts overseas?
So, Jonah, I don't think there's anything wrong with CEOs in this country. In fact, our CEOs, just like every other Australian, are incredibly competitive people. But clearly the business environment has shifted, and Australia is now playing with the big boys. Where in the past we were considered the rounding error, we're very much now in the public eye and competing with countries that are 5 times the size of Australia. So what 2020 allows us to do is assist CEOs in that evolution, in the ability to uplift and continue to inspire the most extraordinary leadership at a world level.
David Kelynack, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jonah.